What's up, guys? Brent Hess here with Cagezilla Unchained, brought to you by the Wild Style Network. We are here with our number one contender fight in the flyweight division coming up here at Cagezilla 84, April 26th. Edris Zabi, how you doing, my man? Thank you for joining us.
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Well, let's get right into it and let the Cagezilla fans and audience get a chance to know you a little bit. I commentated your last fight. It looked like you were a couple leagues above this guy you were fighting. So good on you for that. But tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and maybe how you got into the sport of MMA.
Yeah. I grew up in the DMV area, Northern Virginia. My folks is from Afghanistan, so that really shaped a lot of my upbringing, the culture, the language, everything. In terms of MMA, I started boxing when I was 16. I boxed, let's say that's 2017 till even now I still box, but I boxed for a long time. I boxed at some pretty with some pretty high level people, some world champions, some high level national champions. I like around 2 years ago, when you box for so long, it's like every day is the same thing. Shadow box, spar, heavy bag, shadow box, spar, heavy bag, shadow box, spar, heavy bag. You kind of it's just mundane. So, it got to a point where I was just, getting burnt out at the gym. My performance never wavered, but it was just a mental block at that point. Because obviously I wanted to always grow and evolve. At the same time, I was watching UFC, Saturday night with the boys, just watching UFC. And I figured, let me just try out some jiu-jitsu stuff. Let me see how that goes. And then after that, I just fell in love with the sport. And, one of the beautiful things about it is every day you do something different at the gym. So it's one day I box, but one day I'm doing jiu-jitsu, one day I'm doing wrestling, one day I'm doing Muay Thai. So that's what really drew me to MMA, and that's what led me to where I am now.
That's awesome, man. Now, you talking about boxing, man, I kind of want to get you in. I don't know why I haven't heard about you in Champions League boxing. I know some of your teammates have been in there, and I don't know why your name hasn't come across the board, man. Can we get you in there?
Maybe. I got focused on April 26th, but after we can talk.
Okay, all right, perfect, man.
It's a past life, man. It's a past life.
I didn't know you had such a roots deep in boxing. Now, speaking of roots, I like to see the roots, to see the tree, if that makes sense. So I like to kind of collect some influences from you. Share with us some of your big influences in your maybe just in your life in general or in your MMA journey, and share some of your important ones with us.
Man, I watch a lot of film. So especially from boxing too, but wrestling too. I'd say, in terms of fighters, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker, Winky Wright, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard. Let me think. From wrestling, the Saitiev Bros, Jordan Burroughs, jiu-jitsu. I'm just going down the list. I'm going down every sport. Yeah. But yeah, Gordon Ryan. I just like to watch these guys, and I think rather than have one influence, I feel like as a fighter you should take from every fighter something that they do well, and incorporate to your game. So that's what I try to do. I try to look at if I watch a Sugar Ray Leonard fight, I'll see something he does. I'll go into sparring and I'll try. If I like it, I'll try it. If it works, then I add. And I feel like that's given me a lot of success in the sport too.
Yeah, that's awesome. It sounds like you kind of watch a variety of different kind of styles, and then can draw from them and bring them into your game. And speaking of that, you're entering a big number one contender flyweight fight on April 26th. And mind you, the flyweight title is also on the line that night as well between Mayo McKinney and John D. Fuller. So some big moves being made in the flyweight division. And speaking of big moves, with a win here at Cagezilla 84 in just your third fight, this could propel you to the title fight here in the flyweight division. But you're up against a tough, also motivated Caleb Alger. He's coming off his number one contender flyweight fight, which he kind of thought he won. Tell us, Edris, what do you know about Caleb, if anything, and what kind of energy are you feeling heading into Cagezilla 84? Because I've commentated both of your guys' fights, and I know your fighting styles, and if I had to predict, I don't see this fight needing the judges' scorecards. Tell us what kind of energy you're feeling coming into this one, and what you might know about Caleb.
I feel good. I always feel good regardless. My mentality is like, God already wrote down what's gonna happen. All you can do is train hard, and then once you get there, what's gonna happen is gonna happen. So in terms of how I feel, I always feel good. I know what I'm gonna do. Caleb's unpredictable guy. We don't know if he's gonna come out, guns blazing, trying to get a knockout, or if he's gonna come and do his best Dagestan impression. But I think obviously anything can happen. It's a fight, but as long as I do what I'm supposed to do, and it goes according to plan, I don't see a path for victory for him.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, because Caleb typically would come out and be the stand-up guy. I kind of compared, I told him when we had in our interview, I said, man, you got kind of like a Conor-esque style where he stands up straight and throws shots down the middle. But his last fight was the complete opposite, right? So it didn't fare well for him on the judges' scorecards. I thought it was pretty darn close. Maybe could have gone either way. But like you say, you kind of gotta prepare for both, and it sounds like you are doing just that. Now, something new we're gonna add in is we got our Cagezilla fan zone, and we got some fans that wanted to throw some questions your way. So I'm gonna throw one at you right now and let you give that to them. Thinking of yourself as a younger athlete, just starting out, maybe high school or whatnot, what advice would you give your younger self, or would you change anything?
I wouldn't change anything. The advice I would give to my younger self would be, the guys you're gonna go against, a lot of them are gonna have a lot more experience than you, but it's not gonna matter. As long as you train hard, and you train smart. Like you have to figure out what's in your benefit to equalize it. Like I remember when I first started boxing, especially when I started boxing in DC. Like I would spar with people with like hundreds of fights, and I had maybe like 5 amateur fights. But it's
Oh, wow.
like, you know, I did what I had to do, and I want to stay humble here. Of course, I'm not gonna talk about anything, but like, you gotta show them who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Punch is a punch, and everybody has 2 hands, 2 feet, and they get in the ring the same way, right? And if you face a guy with more experience than you, you can't let that mentally kind of break you, right? Is that what you're saying? You're kind of getting in there and you're
No,
doing
man,
your
punch him in
thing.
the face.
Yeah.
Punch him, slap him around a little bit. What's gonna happen? You know?
What's the worst that could happen, right? Yeah, you got to hit him back. You got to make him respect you, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I always like to finish off with a little quote or a motto or something that maybe you live by, or something that maybe your coaches have shared with you, or something you've read that has empowered you, and maybe could also empower our audience a little bit. So share that with us now, if you could.
Um, they plan and God plans, and God's the best of planners. That's it.
Say that again.
They plan and God plans, and God's the best of planners.
I like that.
That's it.
I like that, man. And I know you're you're strict and devout in your religion, right? In your Muslim religion. Are you fasting here for Ramadan?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I've been fasting since it's I think day 16 now. Alhamdulillah. And yeah, about to go train after this. The training never stops, you know?
Yeah. You even train during the day, right? No water after that?
Yeah. Yeah, no water, no food, but alhamdulillah, it's easier than it was a few years ago. So it's good. Last like 5 years ago, it was like a 16-hour fast. And that
Yeah.
that gets a little bit hard, but everything gets easy, as long as you have faith, you train hard, you feel good. Like, yeah.
That's awesome, man. And you stay gives you that mental edge too, you know, because if you can go through things like that, you know, I've had some great Muslim athletes on my team as well. And man, they, you know, look at things a little bit differently, you know, and weight cut definitely is not like a super hard thing for them because mentally they're already there. They've done that. And so mentally, I think that gives you that big edge, man. That's awesome, Edris. Now, before we finish, give us a way that we can follow your journey, man. I know you got a bright one in front of you. Give us a way that we can show you some little bit of love online, whether that's, you know, some of your social medias, your team's social medias, or just any shout outs you might want to give. Go ahead and give that out right now.
Yeah, my Instagram is @Edris Zabi, just like how you're gonna see in the title of this video.
Okay.
So just follow me on there. Shout out to my gym, Kaizen MMA. Shout out to Headbangers in DC. Yeah, that's all I want to say. Sensei Nima, Liam Pinero, those guys built me up and they always believed in me. So I just want to repay them. So that's my goal on April 26th.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Last I commentated your fight, I was like, man, this is going to be a guy to watch out for in the flyweight division. You're a big guy for the division. And, man, you know, you against either John D or Mayo is going to be a heck of a fight. So, guys, you know, like I say, I hope you training and everything continues to go well for you and you stay healthy leading up to this fight. And thank you for joining us, taking a little time. I know you got tons of stuff going on, plus you're fasting and then you got training. So thank you for taking some time to join us here on Cagezilla Unchained today, my man.
Brent, can I just say one more thing?
Of course.
Custom Motto said, boxing's entertainment. You got to win, but you got to do it excitingly.
Yeah.
I just ask that these two guys, John D2, when they fight on April 26th, make it exciting. Make it a good fight. The people pay for this, man.
That's right.
You gotta make it a fun fight.
That's right. Yeah.
If I talk too much, I might get in trouble, but that's all I'm gonna say.
I can tell you got a little more going on in your brain there, but you're staying humble, so that's good. And yeah, no, I think Mayo was a little frustrated in his last fight. I think there's some more he wanted to show, and he didn't get to show that because he was getting held down. And
you gotta get up, brother. You gotta get. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. He's got to make it happen, and especially against Johnny Fuller, who's also a very well-rounded guy. So definitely looking forward to that one. Thank you once again for joining us, and everyone, make sure you are in house for this big #1 contender flyweight fight. Edris Zabi is going to be putting his 1-0 record on the line against a more experienced opponent in Caleb Alger, but he already said experience doesn't bother him. So really looking forward to this one. I hope you guys are in-house for this. You can pick up your tickets already at Cagezilla.com. I hope to see you guys here at the Salisbury Center. Until next time, thank you guys for joining us. Much love and respect. See you guys soon.